Traveling.
Okay,
Ready
let's
for
see.
battle.
Whew. Do, do, do.
Might be tricky keeping the...
Okay, that went too far.
Ready for
Alright.
battle.
What if they run off without us?
Don't worry. I have a plan for that.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective. Time for some action.
Okay, I like the idea of doing a left flank here, especially since you're doing it quickly and not taking too long to go on the flank. Usually though, I tend to go main with my team or hit right side flank since hit scan players and most ranks actually prefer to go on the right side by the stairs as their high ground rather than taking the full left high ground. That's just what I find in most of my games rather than taking the high ground. As the angles on this high ground just aren't amazing. Though this is good for staging a play off a point, I'm just a little worried that because this high ground is super high, if your enemies see you before you're able to dash down onto them, then you might take unwanted damage and require too many resources from your healers. But we'll see how this works out here. Okay, so we're crouching to make sure they can't hear you. We're scanning for a second. That's okay. I think because you hear the Maga, my immediate thought would be, oh shit, I had to help my team immediately because Maga's gonna shred. He's gonna do a lot of damage here. Drop down, that's okay. That's good because you see nobody on high ground, so dropping down is a good thing, especially because nobody's noticed you yet. Now, I want to see you either dive the Hanzo, although he's really in the back. He's not really going to accomplish much here until your team pushes up, or dive the Soldier, and then either get out, or if they have trouble damaging you, then dive the Moira. And instead, we kind of poke in, and they immediately turn and start doing damage to you. This is a situation where I would say actually it's better to engage with your dash rather than engaging with a primary fire, just because it's sort of like some people when they play Tracer, they say you should blink before shooting. Kind of the same situation with Anran, where you're gonna get a half burn progress and be able to hit multiple people if you dash and then get to their left instead of being on their right. And it'll throw them off too, because they're like, oh my god, there's an Anran on my right as soon as they hear you start dashing, so they're gonna turn. But then by the time they've turned, you're already behind them. And so you're gonna get a free shot off, which means free burn, and they might waste the movement ability too, or they might waste the CC. So opening and engage with the dash is often a smart thing, especially against squishies. And because you kind of wanna lay down your land, you know? Because you're hitting AoE with dash, you're hitting multiple targets. Whereas with one primary fire, you're hitting one target, and that's saying to the entire enemy team, okay, this Anran just shot me, and she's not using any movement abilities. I'm just gonna start shooting her, and then you're forced to use your dash as an escape rather than an engage, which oftentimes as Anran, you want to use that dash as an engage. And now you're rotating the same way again, which this can work out. You just want to be sure that you work quick, you work fast. As Anran, you want to be a whirlwind. You know, you want to like absolutely just overwhelm them with your speed and your aggression.
The objective is
taking the point.
We're poking again here. Like, you don't need to poke here. You could have dashed the Kiriko, which would have scared her, probably forced Suzu, which then you could went and finish her off because then you wouldn't have Suzu. Now, this is kind of an uphill battle for you because your team is kind of playing passive, but you just kind of got to do the best you can. You know, make the enemy team as scared as possible. Good use of Dancing Blaze there to get the flames because you were having trouble aiming. But generally, I would have probably engaged with the dash, and then you could have forced the teleport earlier, and then you would have had your Dancing Blaze against the Hazard here, because now you have two people immediately focused on you, and the Moira who's probably about to turn too. Okay, the Hanzo wasn't actually focused on you, it was just the Hazard, but the Hazard also sucks apparently, so. Still kind of poking here, kind of afraid to engage. Here, like, you can hear the Hanzo, you know the Moira's there too. I would dash over the pillar and the stairs, so that way you're on top of them and you can hit your dash on at least the Hanzo, and come out of nowhere. You're not exposing yourself at all if you go over instead of around here, which you kind of do. So actually, that's a good engage. Now, what I hope you do here is that you hit the Hanzo instead of the Moira. I want you to hit both with your dash, but as soon as you hit both, I want you to completely ignore the Moira, go for the Hanzo, because the Moira is not going to be able to accomplish shit against you, whereas the Hanzo can one-shot you, and the Hanzo is immediately a bigger threat, whereas the Moira is not going to be able to heal the Hanzo in time for you to just absolutely destroy him. Okay, good. Okay, that works. Yeah, I mean, you got the Moira with the dash, actually. Now, you did a good thing immediately dashing backwards to get to the Hanzo. What you should have done, though, is immediately banked upwards with your cursor as soon as you turned around, and then dashed up, because you know that Hanzo is going to have an angle on you, and if you dash up, that means no matter what that Hanzo does, unless he's a fucking aimbotting, he's not going to be able to hit you, headshot you there. Like, dashing up is very useful. Because dashing straight forward is basically just saying, hey, shoot me. Hitting left side flank again, it's not bad, kind of waiting for an engage. I think you were distracted here, which is the reason why you didn't see the soldier before he started getting on you. You should be able to win this 1v1 even though he shot you first. Like, you can just dash behind him, Dancing Blaze, and then just finish him off pretty easily. This is not a good engage for this soldier, and even if you get out, your team should be able to follow up on him, but you can kill the soldier. Okay, you forced him to back up. By your sheer presence, you can force people to back up, even if you don't actually hit them. Like, your sheer presence on that flank, even though that soldier couldn't kill you, like, made him hesitate for a second. And now he thinks you dropped, but because you're hiding, you can get him. You can get the drop on him. Now, did you need to spend the extra time to get the drop on him? Probably not. You probably could have just won the straight up 1v1, but I understand. You're full health. Just go. Don't hesitate. Hesitation leads to death. Do you have toggle crouch on instead of hold crouch? Hold crouch is usually better, because, like, in that situation you should have immediately stopped crouching so that you could, like, have the movement there to get him as he was going down. Okay, see, now we've overextended. Now we should immediately dash out, get back to safe ground, because you've put yourself in a really bad position chasing after that soldier. And now what you could do is either you could dash back to point, fight with your team here, brawl, or you can bank left because you still have most of your health and get the person who's to the left of you. Instead, I would say probably go on stairs to point here, actually, just because you would be more immediately with your team and could have follow-up on that. Banking right is okay, but it means you're probably going to get chased here and maybe die because you have no cooldowns. And this also means that your healers have no idea where you are until you say, I need healing. You as Anran, as well as kind of Tracer too, have the capability of being able to like dash onto mid, no problem. Whereas on other characters, you might prefer to dash onto a flank instead. Dashing onto mid up the stairs there onto point when you originally left probably would have been a better decision overall. And now you're still backing off. You're still backing off because you were waiting for your life weaver to see you and give you a bailout card. or instead you go for the health pack. I would have just said I need healing. You probably would just could have. He could have just like you said could have said I need healing once. He would have seen you throwing a single bulb at you, and you would have been fine. And you were already passive healing at that point anyway, so you could have kind of stayed in the fight.
Shake it off.
Because right now your Zarya is alone. She has nobody fighting with her.
They're on the objective. Push them out.
Generally out of hesitation. Remember to reload in downtime. Like you could have reloaded like 3-4 times in the amount of time that it took you to get the health back and go all the way around and stuff. And now you're probably not going to have enough ammo to kill anybody here. Oh, you could probably kill the Moira, but then you'd be out of ammo afterwards. Still kind of just doing primary fire, not really like doing a full and engage.
Appreciate it.
Good escape at least.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
Your Junkrat, kind of questionable play there. So, still sensing hesitation here. Just hesitation in general. While you're waiting for your tanks to respawn and get back onto mid, to get back into the fight here, you're just kind of standing here. Whereas you could be going top left again. You could be hitting that off angle from the high ground in a really safe position. Even if you're going to poke, wait for that timing to come back, probably get another 10-20% ult charge, and you would be in a good position to dash back onto point as your tanks go in, or to drop from that left side onto the mid path as they meet in the middle. What you do, you just kind of do it belatedly again.
I'm heading over. I'm going in.
Good use of I'm going in.
My ultimate is almost ready.
Oof, the Suzu. So, in situations like this, I wouldn't immediately Dancing Blaze. Like, if you know they have a Kiriko and you're pretty sure she hasn't used Suzu, like, you do your dash, you like sort of turn around, find the Kiriko, hit her again, set her on fire. That's gonna immediately make her panic. Go, I need a Suzu! I need a Suzu right now! I'm gonna fucking die! And so she's gonna Suzu, and then you Dancing Blaze right after that. Remember your order of operations. You know, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. You're getting pincered here. You're gonna die. Like, yeah, you don't have any cooldowns in this current situation. This is one of those situations where I would say, like, if you're gonna dash deeper into enemy territory, make sure that you're doing it in a way that you can't get chased as easily. Like, if you would have gone up into high ground, like into enemy territory, you would have forced at least one person to chase you, but then you could have played a little bit of footsie. But because you went low ground instead, now you can just get pincered really easily with the Hazard's Violent Leap and the Hanzo Storm Arrow right here, and you're gonna die here. That's it's fine. You're reset. Your team hasn't even really engaged properly at all. But just remember, there's kind of a rule where you want to be in a position where you can do as much damage as possible, but also you make the enemy do the most amount of work to get to you if you're going to be running away. But because you're a flanker, you usually want to be in the fight. But if you're going to be running away, or if you're like playing a hit scan, you want to sort of go by that rule if you want to do as much damage as possible, but also make the enemy work to get to you. Which is why high ground is so useful as a concept. Like, it's not just the angles that you get from high ground, it's also the fact that high ground acts as natural cover, and because a lot of heroes in the game require the use of a cooldown to get to high ground, or require more time spent to get the high ground. Whereas Anran can access high ground really easily and really quickly.
Okay.
But yeah, it's an okay death. You force two of them to back off, and your team could probably like follow up on this and nip you in the fight. But your tanks are pretty passive here, so I would say the only way a game like this is possible to win is if you carry. That's just how it is. Like, if you don't carry this game, it's gonna be GG Nuko next based on how your tanks play. Like, if your tanks were playmakers, then you could probably win even playing like this. But unless you carry a game like this, you're probably not going to win. And that happens sometimes. Oof. Oof. Just, just general spatial awareness in situations like that. Make sure that you have your stuff turned up. I've mentioned this in other things before. Just make sure when you're playing, probably have your stuff in night mode. Make sure your sound effects are turned up. Turn down your music volume a little bit. Just make sure that you're ready to hear stuff. Why do I have... I did not mean to turn that off. Okay. Okay. Again, kind of hesitant. You're waiting until somebody is on fire before you fan the flames them, and really the last hit before they go on fire, like if so, say you get this hazard right. So like right on that last hit, right before he died, he was about 3/4 to being on fire. If you fan the flames from there, you're gonna get the critical flames damage even if he isn't on fire yet. Like think of your primary fire as just like a sort of primer, not the main way that you shoot. I would honestly rebind fan the flames to be your primary fire, and for your primary fire to become your secondary fire. So on controller, make fan the flames your right trigger, and make primary fire your left trigger. And on computer, if you play mouse and keyboard, make your right click your primary fire and your left click fan the flames. Because fan the flames is your primary fire. It is where you get the most amount of damage, and it is the easiest to hit as well because it is a shotgun. Good dancing blaze here. I would say I'm pretty sure the Kiriko has already used Suzu or is about to use Suzu. And you've caught the soldier on fire here. You have. You're going to chase the soldier down. But honestly, he ran off so fucking fast, and his healer is going to be after him. Probably be better served hitting the Kiriko until you get a little bit closer to getting your dash back. Force Suzu, and then get the soldier as he re-engages. And leave the healers to do whatever the healers do for a second. But you want to at least force Suzu here. Or if Suzu's already down, or if the Moira isn't paying attention to the Kiriko, then you could just straight up kill her. Instead, we solo the soldier, which in a lot of situations I would say isn't a bad idea. Actually, Anran ult is really good as a solo ult, but he's going so far deep into enemy lines. You're only gonna have one dash available. The Moira is ulting. You'd actually be better served ulting their healers here and forcing Suzu than hitting the soldier here. Because that soldier, even if he lives, even if he survives, he's going to be out of the fight for a solid another probably 10 seconds, maybe a little less. And that's easy time that you could use to help kill everybody else on the team. You're tunnel visioning here. You're tunnel visioning here. Oof. Yeah, that's auto targeting for you. Whiff of the century, but I'm not even. I've done that many times. Anran auto targeting is crazy. If you play on controller, may I make a control suggestion? Something that I've done for years, ever since I started playing Lucio, and something I like in all shooters now. I have jump on my right stick and crouch on my left stick, and it's actually really good when you're flying, because it means that you can descend downwards by holding left stick and ascend upwards by holding right stick. It makes it a lot easier to control. And generally, I just really like having my crouch and my jump on movement and camera buttons.
Like a gentle rain.
The heavens fall. Better apply.
And if you're on a computer as well, you could achieve a similar sort of thing by putting crouch on maybe a side mouse button like mouse 4 or mouse 5. And just so you can like just easily crouch. You're hesitant to use one dash to get in. You can use one dash to get in, especially if you're still gonna be like out of the fight for just a couple seconds. Just because remember your dash is always refreshing its cooldown, and while it's good to have good cooldown management, you also don't want to spend too much time rotating, especially if you can get the drop on somebody. Because now that Hanzo, because he heard you approaching and he approached slowly, was able to dash out, and now you're gonna be forced to use a dash in open air rather than a hallway. And that's going to make the entire enemy team turn around. And I'm pretty sure you're either going to die in this fight, or you're going to be able to get one kill and die, or you're going to just have to dash out again, probably get chased and die anyway.
I've got you in my sights.
Okay, so they're ulting here. Good dancing blaze. Okay, so you were really going for the dash over the hump there. That's sort of you kind of have to get a feel for when you get your dash cooldowns back. Like that's just a practice thing. It's getting used to like just doing things by feel. I definitely think the target prioritization was a little off in this fight, just because like the soldier died, but the Kiriko kind of made you turn around, and it was just all chaotic, and it's fine, but definitely not ideal.
The objective requires defense.
Shake it off. Let's give this a try.
Okay, so we're still engaging, even though they've used multiple ults and they've chased off your team. I would say if you're gonna engage in this situation, oh, what am I talking? You still have 3 alive, don't you? I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. Okay. Which in that case, you're probably fine to still fight. But that Maga is going to do a lot of damage to your team, and they're probably going to clean up here. And now I would say you probably don't see in this situation that the Maga is super low health, but you could so easily kill the Maga here. And like, this is one of those situations where I'm gonna say kind of a reason why I play no crosshair is that it helps keep you from tunnel visioning, just because your periphery is not good. A human's peripheral vision is not good. Actually, a good amount of what I think 80% of what we see is actually like your brain making it up, basically. Is putting together dots and connections. And so when you have a crosshair, your main vision is almost always going to be focused on the center of your screen, or close to the center of your screen where your crosshair is, even when you're in third person like this. And so you're going to miss things like that Maga being super duper low health and easily killable here. And we back out instead of going in again. You know, it's just like, yeah, it's just sort of having a good target priority and like listening to the things around you. Like if you would have heard the Hanzo shooting his arrow from behind, you probably would have known to walk forward instead of walk back. But I can't blame you for that. It happens. You're in a chaotic situation. Okay, your Sigma is carrying the team right now. Oh my lord. What a dude.
Now they've lit a fire under me.
That's kind of what I said of like you would probably win this game even if you weren't doing that well, just because you're your tanks, if they like if your tanks are playing passive, you usually have to carry, but if your tanks play aggressive, like in situations like that, you're probably just gonna win anyway. In games like this, there are games that like tanks can't just carry everything, but oftentimes tanks can carry a lot.
On my way.
Still kind of hesitating. Still like, oh, what do I focus on? Where am I? What am I doing? Who am I? Just like don't be afraid to engage on people. Don't be afraid to just like, because you could just like dash into this hazard basically right now, and like probably just hop off his wall, back onto him with Fan the Flames. He's already on fire because you've hit him a couple times and you're gonna dash through him. Well, you haven't hit him a couple times. You're about to hit him a couple times, and then you dash through him. And then you probably Dancing Blaze actually before you hit the wall because you have Dancing Blaze. And because the other team members on the enemy team are already dead, you don't have to worry about cooldown management here because the only person who can kill you right now in this very moment is the Hazard because he has a wall blocking LOS on his other teammates. Well, the Kiriko might be able to teleport to him, not fast enough for you to basically secure this kill, even if she does Suzu him. See what I mean? Like, he just kind of dies anyway, even with Suzu. That is a charging Maga on your left side. You might get hit here. If it was me in this situation and I saw a Hazard in my periphery, I probably would just immediately dash through him, just to make sure I would be out of his charge line of sight and could re-engage in a better position. But that's probably what my thought process would be in this scenario. Why did we stop engaging the Hazard here? Is it because you didn't register that the Kiriko is dead yet? Did I say Hazard? Why did you stop engaging the Maga here? My bad. You could have just killed that Maga with your team. You can do so much damage to tanks with Anran, especially in 6v6. Especially in 6v6. I will say this, I will always be a proponent of this, don't hyper-focus on healers. Ever. Never hyper-focus on healers. Like, the only time you should hyper-focus on healers is when you're... I'm pretty sure this is you sending a friend request to me, actually. It is. But the only time you should really hyper-focus on healers is when you know that you can't be immediately murdered by the people who can peel for the healers. Or by the healers themselves if they still have cooldowns. Like, especially with the anti-healing passive being around, the age where you should just only focus on healers and only healers as a DPS is over. And honestly, that was always kind of something that people really shouldn't have focused on as much. Because hyper-focusing and tunnel visioning on killing supports is such a big problem for everybody in almost every rank. Like, a lot of times, the target prioritization really needs to be DPS and then healers. But it really depends on the situation, depends on who the playmakers of the enemy team are, stuff like that. But yeah.
Ready for battle.
Instead of focusing on killing who you should kill, I'm doing air quotes here, who you should kill as a DPS, like who you should objectively kill, what positions you should objectively take, stuff like that. You want to flow. You want to flow with what feels right. Like, that Mongo is about to die. What feels right in that situation is killing that Mongo with your team. And then you can focus on everything else. Do what feels right, not what is right. Or not what people tell you is right.
Me mate Roadhog says there's a fetching price on your noggin. Not as high as the one on ours.
Especially because general advice
He said all that?
on Overwatch is just always going to lack nuance. Every single game is going to be...
And the convincing
I love this interaction. Is that every game is going to be a little different. Every game is going to have a different, like, most valuable player on every team.
The objective.
Like, sometimes it's going to be tank carry, sometimes it's going to be DPS carry, sometimes it's going to be support carry. It happens. Okay, so we hesitate and we go back out. I mean, I guess if you want a touch point, that's fine. I would have kept going the way you were going. That wasn't a bad engage point, especially because you could dash over the enemy team and at least onto somebody, like Dancing Blaze, and then Dancing Blaze out. You would at least get a free, like, 20% ult charge. Good engage. Oof. Yeah, you're gonna die here. That's unfortunate. Both tanks dove you. You got your kill. You got your kill. Like you get one more fan of the flames hit here for a little bit more ult charge. You got your kill. This is where you do a salute to your team and you say, "You got this, guys! You got this!" Probably like you could have engaged earlier, gotten down, gotten your ult charge, but you got your kill. You got your kill. Oof.
The objective is
Oh, jump crack carry? Oh. Not jump crack carry. Okay, good that you like at least sort of poked your head in like, Arisa, you okay? Because sometimes she might be okay and you can maybe help her out, but nah, she died. And now the entire enemy team knows you're here. It knows that your team is still pretty much all dead, or at least coming back from spawn. I would say do not keep poking here. Or if you're gonna poke, that you do it very close to that cover. Because remember that they can also get ult charge off of you too. And could maybe finish you off as well. But you back out, so that's fine.
More on the higher side.
Kind of waiting with the team, fighting with the team here. That's okay. There are situations on Anran where you do actively want to fight with your team, like a Reaper. Like there are brawly situations that are good.
yes. Ready.
Okay, yeah, keep fighting with the team here. Dash in. Go get his ass. Get his ass. Don't just poke, get his ass. Kick that motherfucker's ass. He has no cardiac. Go get him. By the time you dash into him and he's fallen down, like his cardiac is already halfway out, you're hitting some fan the flame shots, like you've really forced him to go down. And now because you've used the dash as well, that's gonna say to the enemy team, okay, they're engaging on us hard. We should probably back up just a little bit. Instead, that you kind of just hear the dash belatedly after he's already dropped down. They're all together. They're not really going to be afraid of you, of your team engaging here, just because they're going to be able to get the drop on you guys. So, high ground is good, but you aren't currently playing a hero where standing still is ever a good idea. And really, standing still on any hero isn't really a good idea. And this high ground, the angles that you're playing with aren't great. Like, and also here, focusing the Moira when she probably has Fade probably isn't the best idea, especially because if you chase her after she uses Fade, that soldier is going to shoot you in the face and you're going to die, or you're going to be forced to use most of your cooldowns. Kill the soldier first. And don't just stand still. So you're playing a lot like a Sombra here, and like the kind of Sombra who honestly doesn't get a lot of value either. Like the kind of Sombra who sort of like translocates out at any hint of getting damaged doesn't really get a lot of value. Like the fact that you always run away, always use your dash out, you force people to chase you, especially into angles where you're alone, is just going to end up doing more harm than good. Now, you did force the soldier away from the rest of the enemy team, which is allowing the rest of your team to just commit vast amounts of wanton murder. But you're probably going to end up trading with the soldier here or just straight up dying. Unless you outplay him, which you can definitely outplay him. You can absolutely outplay the soldier if you play your cards right. But there's also a good chance that you might just die here too, and then allow the soldier to get back with his team, but then he'll be delayed. You did do a good thing of drawing the soldier's attention here, but this is a mistake on the soldier's part, And had he just like kept shooting you from a distance and then focused the rest of your team with his team, they probably would have won this fight. But this fight is lost because of their soldier, not because you drew away the soldier. And you're focusing way too much energy on not dying in the situation. Like you're like trying to play footsie with this soldier. Don't play footsie with him. Just fucking kill him. Just kill him. Just dash into him, turn around, shoot him a couple times. He's dead. Like I know that sounds like way harder than I'm making it sound, or that it is way harder than I'm making it sound. But the thing is, you're not gonna climb unless you're confident to take engages where you just shit on somebody.
My riptire is charging.
Nope. Let my form slip.
Okay, I'm gonna do this review in 2 parts actually, just because my boyfriend has bought us Domino's and I'm gonna go eat real quick. So I'm gonna upload this first half and then I'm gonna do the second half after I eat.